to encourage that kind of growth with businesses. And of course, we want to try to welcome and try to provide various techniques for disadvantaged businesses, for women-owned and minority businesses to also participate and take advantage of the great opportunities that we have.
That's fine. Can I help you? Wait. Yeah.
Hey, Brad, how are you? Good to see you. Not much.
They're expecting about 15 to 20% no-show loss. Even on that.
Program. I want to thank you and let you know how personally proud and pleased that we, on our second outing, are able to interest you enough to join us. We sincerely want to expand the federal dollars that come through us into the greater Omaha community and be a partner with as many businesses as possible. I had an opportunity at one point in life to be a small contractor for about 11 years in Connecticut, and I know what all of you go through. Women, minorities, other small business people, it's tough. The regulations sometimes back you out of the ball game, but we want to give you every opportunity and share with you all that we know and all that we can possibly do within the law to allow you to work with us and we work with you. I want to thank all the business partners and organizations, federal and non-federal, and the city for joining with Dave and his planning staff. And we hope that at the end of this morning, we have helped each other and that there's an opportunity for you and us to work together, cause Omaha to grow, to improve our properties, to allow us to expand our effort as a good partner with the city. So thank you. I know you will gain something, and next year we hope to have a room that's double this size. Come back, and I want more of you to stand up and say, we did this with OHA this year. So thank you again and enjoy the morning.
We can't get you in on one of those.
Which side of the bus you're on?
You can request a private.
What we tried to do with the Omaha Housing Authority is to develop minority business goals where we try to work with 25% of our contractors or our subcontractors to be disadvantaged businesses or minority or women-owned businesses. We also try to encourage that the contractors and subcontractors will hire disadvantaged workers and try to participate with their own goal setting. In bidding, all of our bids at the Omaha Housing Authority will start out with a bid package which will have, for more elaborate projects, specifications book and drawings. In smaller projects, it'll just be a packet which will tell you what kinds of things in the statement of work you need to respond to, how to bid it, and in general, in a lot of times, we'll require a bid bond of 5% of the contract amount, and later on, if you get the contract awarded, you'll have to do a surety bond for 100% of the contract amount, or have to have a 25% irrevocable letter of credit with your bank or some other arrangement when you do this job.
Use that for your what you work on and do it, then go in and online and it's kind of difficult to go in.
Good morning. I'm Jane McGarrett, and I am the purchasing agent for the Housing Authority. And we purchase anything from common to vehicles. We make sure we have all of our inventory supplies that we need for cleaning our units, getting them ready to be occupied. We also handle service purchase orders for like plumbing, for electrical work. If we have a fire, we may call an electrician out to come in and restore back power to the house. We also handle some professional contracts as far as consulting services. We do advertise those in the paper, so be sure and watch the public notice section of the paper. We usually advertise them like 14 days in advance before the bid packages are ready to be picked up, and it will let you know what upcoming projects we do have that you guys can bid on. I know there's some computer people here and they're interested in computers. We're not buying any new computers anytime soon, but we are in the process of installing a new software, so we already have people on board for that. But if you contact me after this, I do have the name of our IT person you can talk to with her, and she'll be glad to give you guys more information on that. But we do handle supplies. If you have any questions regarding supplies and how to do business, just let me know and I'll give you guys all the information you need.
Pay everybody, and if you don't, then the bonding company comes back and they will pay to have it done right.
My name is Brad Ulrich. I'm fairly new with the Housing Authority, and all this to me is as much of a learning experience as it is for all of you. Basically what I do, I'm an asset manager in Dave's department with the capital improvements, and what I work with is the facility management. I did want to talk a little bit about the difference between what our request for proposal and invitation for bids. Lately we've been trying to do more requests for proposal, basically which are, doesn't leave the project to be only based on a company's price, what they're offering. We're looking at more of what their services that they're going to provide for us, and not basing it entirely on their price, whereas an invitation for bid is just that. We're looking for the lowest price, that's what it is, and it's pretty much set in stone.
Believe me, we always say, if you are doing business as a subcontractor or a contractor in the construction-related business, and you are doing the paperwork for the IRS, and we have Todd Tim here, then you can do our paperwork with the Omaha Housing Authority for HUD. You really can, and you can be successful at it.
Sure he's not there anymore, but
Last year, OHA advertised for a term contract for architect engineering services. We attended a pre-solicitation meeting along with other firms to find out more about the projects and scope of work. We then submitted a request for proposal, which looks something like this. It's the qualifications of our firm. And finally, an interview process took place with OHA. We were fortunate enough to be selected as one of the firms. I believe there might have been 4 firms selected. So from there, as we work into the design process, we talk about projects and see how we can implement them. The range of projects consist of design phases, study phases, contract documents, and contract administration or construction management. During the study phases, we visited the job site and documented the existing conditions. Back at our office, we studied how the new project could be implemented, and then in return we gave a report to OHA with a probable cost estimate. From this report, OHA could determine if they wanted to move forward with the project in light of the cost and study information provided. Once that decision was made to move forward, we went ahead and designed the contract documents for the project. At that time, the desired project is advertised for solicitation of contractors. The contractor typically comes in and picks up a bid package which contains the specifications and contract documents. And I want to talk about the bid package a little bit. I want to specify 3 things. I know there's a lot of information in your bid package, but the first item is a pre-bid meeting. It's very important for the contractor to attend those meetings. Gives them a chance to review the site and also answer or ask questions to the architect engineer because they're typically at that meeting too. The second one is the bid bond. This is very important. It tells you where, when, and at what time that bid needs to be submitted. And finally, bid bonds are typically required. So once the bids are received, OHA will read them aloud in a public forum. The designer reviews and makes recommendations, and in return, OHA takes them to the board for approval. Upon notice of award, the contractor needs to submit the signed contracts, any insurance certificates, and the required bonds. So after all that's over and the construction is ready to begin, we have a pre-construction meeting, and this establishes the line of communications. We also talk about any known conflicts in the contract documents. We review the project schedules. We also review the submittals, how they're going to work and be processed. If there's any job site questions that need to be resolved, as simple as where the dumpster may sit or working hours. And we also talk about any testing procedures that may need to be addressed. During the construction, the architect engineer acts as a liaison with OHA. They maintain all the project correspondence and necessary paperwork, such as shop drawings, requests for information, change orders, and pay applications. The architect engineer may also be involved with site observations and attend weekly or monthly meetings depending on the complexity of the projects. Towards the end of the project, the architect engineer will do a punch list. It's a check-off system of items yet to be completed for the project. Now, once these items are completed, the project is generally accepted and a certificate of substantial completion is issued. This certificate of substantial completion is when the warranties will start on the project. Before final payments made, the contractor should be aware that he needs to submit his closeout documentation, which are O&M manuals, warranties, and as-built drawings. So with that, I'd like to thank you for being here this morning, Dave. And this past year we've been working with OHA. It's been a pleasant experience, and I urge you to get involved with them too. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Next speaker.
Your picture must be a lot of people get us confused with the state park service and so forth, but
Dave said, my name is Lisa Hicks Long, and I'm with L&H. We're construction manager / general contractor. We do rehabilitation. We do lead-based paint abatement, and we also develop affordable housing. Everybody's reaching for their phone. I got involved with OHA through a competitive bid, just like Jeff was telling you all about. And I'm primarily going to talk to the subcontractors who are here. My business, what we try to do, we're a small business, and what we try to do is really involve the Section 3 type contractors, the small business, women-owned, and minority contractors in projects that are large, but that can be phased so that smaller companies can do this work. A lot of times subcontractors and general contractors feel, oh, we can't do this project because it's too big for us. Well, you can do that project if it comes in a phased approach. And that was the case with our lead-based paint abatement project. It was a large project, but it was done over time so that smaller contractors that I have on my team can do that work. So that is a specialty and an emphasis of our company. We really want to get these businesses involved on large projects and show that we can work together and that we can get the job done in an efficient and workmanlike manner. So if I don't have your card or your name, and I'm looking around, I'm sure I don't have a lot of people's, I would love to have that, especially if you fit into the small business minority and women-owned category. Because especially with the residential projects, with HUD-financed projects, that is something that all contractors are supposed to be doing, is really putting that emphasis on those businesses, and also on the Section 3 worker, perhaps a person who is a public housing resident who can do some of the work that's out there, perhaps painting, or if you're a cleaning company, or if they have other skills that they can work with your company. We really want to encourage you to hire those persons. For me, the main thing in being a subcontractor for our company, besides that which I just told you about, is you need to be legitimate. And when I say legitimate, I mean, if you're a plumber, you need to have a license. You need to have liability and workman's compensation if you're going to work with me. There is a law in the state of Nebraska that you need to have a contractor's registration. And I find a lot of people don't have that, but that law was just instituted in 1994, and so a lot of people don't know about it. Now, if you don't have one right now, they're not going to come back after you and cite you for, or for years of not having one. It's a new law, and they're trying to get everybody signed up for a contractor's registration. You can do that at 54th and Cedar Street. Todd Hofeck is the administrator there, and it's just a $25 deal. It gives you a little piece of paper, and every year you renew it. If you're a sole proprietorship, you don't even have to pay the $25 fee. You just need to go there and show your identification. Now, when you work for OHA, there's certain certifications and affidavits that I have to sign. And I don't know about all companies, but I personally have all of my subcontractors, anything that I sign with OHA, you're going to sign with OHA. And that will include a previous participation certificate that just says you've worked for them in the past, a non-collusive affidavit, a drug-free workplace, meaning there's not going to be drug use on the job, and a non-debarment that says that you have not been debarred from prior government projects. And I have to sign those, and I have my subcontractors sign those as well. You should know that you must pay a Davis-Bacon wage rate according to whatever your trade is. So before you bid that job, you need to know what that wage rate is, so that when you're bidding according to that, because you cannot come back later and say, oh, I didn't know what that rate was, and I was charging something less. So you want to make sure that you know what the Davis-Bacon wage rate is for your trade. And if it is not listed, if you come in the beginning, Bonnie Kelly, I work with her, and she can get a wage designation for that particular trade. Also, you'll be required to hand in a weekly certified payroll. If you're, say for instance, you're a painter and you're doing all the work yourself, as owner, they don't want to know what you make as the owner of the company. But if you have employees working for you that you pay on a weekly basis and they're tradesmen, then they want to know weekly that you are paying according to the Davis-Bacon wage rate. And I get a lot of people who make the mistake of thinking, oh, I'm paying you for your payroll, but we do not pay for the payroll. We need that weekly certified pay report to let the powers that be know that you're paying the correct wage rate, that you're paying your taxes and your employee taxes and that sort of thing. And there's plenty of help to help you fill those out correctly and to explain that further if you need to. We pay on a progress, or OHA pays on a progress basis. So it's not your weekly payroll that is paid, it's paid on your progress. So if in other words, you don't get paid at the end of the job. If you start the job and a month later you're 50% complete, or 2 weeks later you're 50% complete, you get paid on percentage of completion. And then I will ask you to submit your invoice for that percentage of completion. Why should you work with OHA? For me, it's easy. There's always a job available. I would guess that everyone in here is looking for a job. And that's what we were looking for. And OHA has projects available all the time. And just because it's large, don't think that you can't participate in that, because often when I'm involved, I know that a lot of times there's a phased approach to it, so it gets done over time, and you can be involved in it. If you meet the requirements of your contract, as contractors, you sometimes don't get paid. When you work for OHA, you're going to get paid. This is the government. As long as you fulfill your contractual responsibilities, you will be paid. Finally, and this is kind of a personal thing for me, these are good people to work with. You heard Mr. Patrick speak earlier, and Mr. Odenius and the other people here. These truly are good people to work with. They're truly trying to meet those goals of HUD. And if you're a reasonable and a professional person and you deal with them in that manner, then you will be dealt with in that manner. So, I mean, that is not always the case with contractors. Sometimes it's an adversarial relationship, and you do not have that type of environment here. Finally, I just want to say it has been a win-win situation all around for my company and the projects that we've done in the past, and we hope to continue doing business with OHA, and I look forward to hearing from each of you. And my information, I think, is in this book. Thank you very much.
The city has to attend to. We've also got the new Superfund.
Hello, my name is Lena Befford, and I own Anointed Hands Painting / Cleaning. I'm here because Anointed Hands Painting, we've been established. We're a small business. My husband and I started this business in 2000, and what we do is exterior, interior painting for residential and commercial. And we also do that as cleaning, also residential and commercial. And we're a family-owned, operated business, and we believe in integrity and excellency. Our business really was advertised through a word of mouth. We had a client which was working for OHA, and so they approved our work and really appreciated that. And so we attended a meeting, and so I, with Mrs. Magat, and I presented a business plan. And so she liked the business plan. And so through her, we were able to receive an OP. And so she gave us a PO, and we did a painting job for her. And after completion and inspection, it went very well. And so from there, we basically started growing our business with OHA and became a partner. And we done small and medium jobs of cleaning and painting through OHA. And my company was now working with L&H Company on an abasement project, and that's going really well. It was a pretty big, actually our first big project. And just like L&A was saying, that, don't be afraid of those big projects. We're handling it very, very well. So, I thank L&H for bringing us on as subcontractors. And with the OHA, we have done other jobs through OHA, street cleaning, and we're also looking forward to getting both lawn service and snow removal for the future in our business as far as our growth. I do appreciate OHA. We were able to even get employees because our business had picked up through OHA. They had given us an opportunity to bid on some of the projects that they had offered. And so as the job grew, we were able to employ some of the people that, were just looking for general work. And so that's working very well. We're training some. We have some experienced people, and we have some that we are training. And so that was great. And OHA had just given minority business an exposure. And so we appreciate that, that our company is growing through OHA, and we really appreciate being a partner with OHA. And I just wanted to say that with OHA, there's always work. I think that, they never run out of work. So, I advise, the young contractors that's new in their business and they want growth to, go to OHA and bid on those projects. And they'll help you all that they can, because there's always an opportunity at OHA for growth. So I appreciate that. And I'm just thankful to the wealth and exposure and the opportunity working with OHA has afforded us plan and eventually move to being a subcontractor to becoming a management contractor. That's, future plans, and that's the experiences that we are having working with OHA. And along with OHA, we are excited about offering service to uplift Omaha the needs of the community in order for all the citizens to have a welcome environment in their living growth, and goals to be able to offer the upcoming minority and small business exposure and the opportunity that we were offered. We want to offer that same opportunity to other contractors. And my conclusion, I would like to just thank everyone at OHA for anointed hands and the opportunity to put our company in a foundation of and into action, our integrity and excellency. And that's what we stand for. And we're very grateful that we've been linked to both OHA and LNH. And Jeff, also, you came out on the job and did the punch list for us, and we appreciate that also. That helped us a lot. And so I'm just, grateful that we are partners again, I say, with OHA, and I advise all contractors to try to become partners with OHA in the future. And
Whatever makes it easy.
This next cycle of 2002-2003, OHA will put about $10 million worth of capital investments into its properties. The Omaha Housing Authority is the largest landlord in the state of Nebraska, and in 1937, the Omaha Housing Authority is the very first housing authority in the state of Nebraska, and now the state of Nebraska has many, many housing authorities, but it is the oldest. Also, the Omaha Housing Authority, for those of you in the private sector real estate business and all those related businesses, will have HUD. I think Reggie Robinson is going to be here today, but they will talk about Section 8, and we're a substantial partner with the landlord and Section 8 community and work with landlords all the time over in Mrs. Anderson's department. And in the goods and services procurement, it's a multi-million-dollar business. Every year we buy everything from, as Jane said, she buys cleaning supplies to toilet seats to screws, nuts, bolts, office supplies, toner, paper, everything. And I did want to make also one other comment. Although we are the Capital Improvements Department and we do construction, we're doing some development activities. You'll notice a nice 14 unit townhome going behind the Greek Island restaurant on 38th and Center, or other new houses being constructed. And certainly on the television you've heard about the proposal at 87th and Boyd or Keystone, but lots of other activities are involved in construction and in investment of housing. And the Omaha Housing Authority looks at it not just as a brick and mortar, but something that will help improve Omaha and help the kind of communities we all want to live in, and communities that have everybody living in them, all different incomes and all different kinds of people.
Sort of on a fact-finding mission, that kind of thing, but I'm interested in whatever information.
SBA has a variety of programs that we assist small businesses with, not only on programs through like our SCORE chapter on developing your business to actually go through a pre-business workshop where you can learn how to start a business. We also do one-on-one counseling through those people. They're people like you that have been in business and they come back and they donate their time to SBA to help you with questions that you have on running your business or developing your business. That's all free because your federal dollars take care of a lot of that stuff. And so take advantage of it. It's a great opportunity to mentor with somebody that's been there, they've done it, they know what the process is, and they can walk you through the different aspects of your business. SBA, in addition to that, has a variety of other workshops that we put on contracting, how to deal with SBA, how to deal with other government agencies, and we'll go through that process with that. Our financial assistance, when you're out here dealing with these contracts with OHA, the situation is going to arise. Well, how do I finance that thing? Okay, where am I going to get the money? And most small businesses simply do not have the money to finance a larger contract. What we have is we have a variety of loan programs that can assist you in doing that. One of them is there is a program where you can borrow the money to cover the labor costs and your material costs up front, and then you can use that to fund the project, and then as the money comes back from OHA, it would pay your loan back. And all of our loans are done through your local bank, so you're not dealing directly with the government. You are actually dealing with your bank. You get the money from the bank, you've built your credit with the bank, but Uncle Sam is there to back it up and be your guarantor on that loan. That opens a lot of doors for you, especially as small business people, because the lending community is a little bit shaky about dealing with contractors. So this will give you that opportunity to deal with that. Like I said, all SBA loans are primarily made through private lenders, and we guarantee it. Generally, we guarantee up to 85% for loans that are $150,000 and 75% for loans over that amount. Our maximum guarantee is $750,000. That means you could have $1 million loan, and we will guarantee $750,000 of it. The average loan is somewhere right around $150,000 today.
We want to give you every opportunity and share with you all that we know and all that we can possibly do within the law to allow you to work with us and we work with you.
About those two, that door outside that's still going to hit the overhang. So we can look at that and see what we want to do with that.
We're going to have a subcontractor called Black Box pull the wires for the Category 5 wire. And I talked to Marguerite about that, so Rick and I will call them out and put them out.
But it'll be about a week yet.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Roughly a week, say start of next week.
Yeah.
Omaha Housing Authority looks at it not just as a brick and mortar, but something that will help improve Omaha and help the kind of communities we all want to live in, and communities that have everybody living in them, all different incomes and all different kinds of people. It's great.
And these are the keys to your new place, and congratulations.
Thank you.
We did this with OHA